Welcome to another hour of Memory Lane Soccer in the company of two of England's biggest names in the last 20 years, Mick Channon and Alan Ball. Now, as Mick and Alan both know, the fans love nothing better than a derby game, and in the next 60 minutes, we've certainly got the best of British.
Referee adamant about the distance, and he's now happy. Keegan hits it hard, and it came back off Davies. Credit to the goalkeeper for that. Watson, nice dummy and a good cross. And just put over by Kidd. Brookingman chipped in very delicately, but Pat Rice got that away. Oh, what a crockery shot there by Lampard. Turned away superbly by Jimmy.
Alan, both as a player and a manager, did you look forward to local derbies? Were they an occasion that you actually enjoyed?
Yes, I did. I mean, excuse me, the week beforehand, it was just something a little bit special about local derbies. Even to my last one when I played for Bristol Rovers against Bristol City, I mean, no matter where you are in England, if the closer the clubs are, there's just that little bit extra in the games, that's all.
Yeah, Mick, what about from your point of view? Did you always relish them or not?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think probably my best experience, although I played in quite a few Southampton Portsmouth ones, was probably the Man City Man United ones, where in a big city like that, it's more about it's more about the supporters than what it is the players. And me being a foreigner, it didn't really matter so much. I think the local lads, it meant more to them, you know. But it's the people in the city, I found, really they're talking about it all week, and the papers, headlines in the paper, will he be fit or won't he be fit? And it's one big build-up, you know, and I mean, I can imagine the next week what business must be like in some of the factories if the team gets beat, you know. The Everton supporters, the Liverpool supporters wouldn't be turning in and what have you, you know. And they say this is what used to happen.
The unfortunate thing is it's become sort of not a nice thing.
It's a cup final atmosphere in lots of ways, and you know, I mean, the first 20 minutes, like you run, I mean, as a player, you know, in the Manchester derbies, for example, everyone was running around. I thought, what's going on here? This is you know, you might as well have got rid of the ball. You know, everyone was tearing all over the place, and nothing, you know, nothing settles down. You know, but once it does, I mean, then you can get some cracking games. But always a great atmosphere.
The build-up is it is different, and it does get through, and that's why not a lot of derby games are good games, because they are so frantic, really, because people are frightened to death of losing because of the loyalty with it being so close.
Well, let's start then with a little appetizer. It's a Merseyside clash at Anfield with Liverpool host to Everton, who were champions at the time, November 1970.
Smith's really wriggling to get himself out of trouble there. And Whittle, yes, he's got it. Alan Whittle, the scorer. And a good return pass. He's onside. Royal unmarked to the back. Here he comes. Good goal. And Tommy Smith to Highway. And he's over Hurst's tackle. Man in the middle, and he scored! What a goal! Steve Highway! Hughes to take the throw-in. And Highway's off again. And a useful cross. Joshua! Steve Highway, when you think that this time last year he was playing amateur football. This is Lindsay. Here's Lawler coming round. Goal!
Alan, you must remember that only too well.
Well, I still don't believe we've been beaten, because on the day we were 2 up and we had the old mannequins out, you know, it was, and to see it again, it rankles when you see the goals. The first goal, there was, you know, Highway's gone and beat John Hurst, he'd no need to dive in. He's gone and beat him, and then Westie's lay down too soon. He's nicked it into the near post. I mean, it was a poor goal to give away. But if you look at the crowd's reaction and the way they sort of, I mean, you can't express to people what it's like when you're in that situation and you're 2-1 in front, and that crowd just gets behind, and honestly, it's deafening, and it just makes you shiver a little bit. And without a shadow of a doubt, the crowds in derby games, and especially that when you play in Liverpool, they get to you. And once they got the wave going, as you saw, they roared the team on, roared them on, and they became that spare man. They became the extra man. And it was again, from being 2-0 in front, and the crowd made it happen for Liverpool. And that's what's special about derby games. The crowd make it happen for you.
But it gets through to the players, and the players start doing things, because what I found was, because you want to do so well, you do things which aren't natural. You start wanting to get the ball forward, score goals, when normally you would just say, right, just a minute, let's just get to grips with this game and knock a 10-yard or a 15-yard and just hold on to the ball for a little while, just to give yourself a chance. But you get caught up and it's bang that way, and then you're back that way, and you tend to get in a it's like a boxer, I would say, once down the guard and just have a slug out, and that's what happens very often when you do get a good game like that. That was a cracking game, and you can feel the atmosphere even now. We're talking nearly 20 years later. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
But what was it like on Merseyside, and indeed in Manchester, on Derby Day? You woke up on the morning of the big match and you knew this is the big one.
You were frightened. Yeah, you were frightened to lose for the people. It meant so much to them. But the lovely thing about it was that wife and husband would go to the game, and one be blue, one be red. Sons would be split in the families, and there's hardly ever any trouble. And you can see them walking down the road, one in blue, one in red. And to me, Merseyside, it epitomises what is good in English football, because it's two sets of supporters together, going to the game together, and really passionately cheering for the team. And invariably, the atmosphere and then the games were real. And you were frightened, as a player, you were frightened to let them down. It was that important, because they let you know. You just knew when you went out there, that roar, the noise, I've never quite had anything like it.
How much rivalry was there on and off the pitch between yourselves and Liverpool? I mean, did you all drink together in the players' lounge afterwards? Good mates?
No, I wouldn't say that. No.
There was intense rivalry then?
Yeah. I mean, it meant so much to far more than 11 people aside. I mean, you're talking about, I remember a game we played in the FA Cup 6th round at Goodison Park, and we'd 50-odd thousand in Goodison Park, and sort of 30,000 in Anfield, watching it on the screens. I mean, and you're talking about 100,000 people, and it was the be-all and end-all of everybody, and we won 1-0. And I can't remember who scored now. I think it was me. It was an incredible experience that I'll never ever forget. I've played Arsenal Spurs derby games, and I've been manager down here, Southampton, Portsmouth. I've got to say, it's not quite the same. Those games were just something a bit different.
I lived in Manchester for 3 years, and I don't ever remember. I mean, all the Man City lads used to stick together, and so did the Man Uniteds. I don't ever remember sort of going out and having a drink with a Man United player. I mean, which is, it's not that we didn't know each other. We on internationals, you'd meet up, you'd play, and you'd probably play with some of them, Stuart Pearson and some of the players. But I cannot remember all my time in Manchester ever. Now, I don't think that I done that on purpose. Just one of those things that happen. Manchester City players, I think, didn't sort of get involved. Didn't go drinking with, didn't have a drink or socialise with Man United players. Simple as that.
Well, now let's move on 6 years. It's October 1976, and again, it's Anfield.
And Keegan chasing with McNaught coming to cover. And Keegan timed it to perfection and got the corner. McNaught had to come and close the space, and Keegan took advantage of that to get the rebound for the corner. Phil Thompson going forward there, just about on the penalty spot, number 4. And McDermott to take the kick. Aimed towards Thompson, and Toshak was in, and Highway scored! Terry McDermott's corner. It looked as though Thompson was being held down, but Toshak got up, nodded it through, and when Highway had his chance from 3 yards range, he made no mistake. Dobson. King. Back to Clements. The cock taunting the Everton supporters at the other end. Keegan. Round he goes, over he goes, penalty. Keegan opens his arms. Gesture of gratitude, perhaps, but that is where Kevin Keegan is so dangerous, using his skills in the box. McNaught leaned on him, down went Keegan, and Mr. Mathewson did not think twice before pointing to the spot. Davis to face Phil Neal, who has already scored once from the spot this season. In it goes. Phil Neal makes it 2-0, and we've just come to 12 minutes. Phil Neal hit in hard. Guy Davis read the direction properly, threw himself well, but the power beat him. Liverpool sharper. When Everton dwell on the ball, they lose it to these very keen and hungry Liverpool players. Jumped by McNaught, but he was pushing. And just outside the penalty area, Keegan places the ball, but Kennedy is there. Kennedy packs a fair wallop. Referee adamant about the distance, and he's now happy. Keegan hits it hard, and it came back off Davis. Credit to the goalkeeper for that. It came whizzing at him from Keegan's shot. Really brilliant free kick, and a very good save by Guy Davis. Callaghan seen so much of the ball. Free kick again, this time to Everton. Ronnie Goodless, number 10 for Everton. Easy for Kennedy. Jones making a break. Toshak lurking on the left touchline. That's a well-judged ball which Keegan collects, and McNaught has slipped. Joey Jones is in the middle. Highway is deep on the far side. McDermott coming. Header off the line and in by Toshak. Disarray there, and it was that fine long ball that gave Keegan the chance to set it up. And when he played the cross, the nod-in was cleared off the line by McNaught, straight onto the forehead of Toshak, and that is 3-0. Don Paisley, and his chairman, Mr. Smith, next to him, with plenty to be pleased about. Lions. Darracott. King. Drilling on the ball has proved fatal for Everton this afternoon, and here's Jones making a break for Liverpool. Toshak coming to meet the cross, and a beauty it was! So unlucky! Great run by Joey Jones. He saw Toshak coming to meet the cross, and Toshak met it with full force, and Davis knew very little about it. Now here's Dobson, letting a good one go! Well, that could have been 4-0, and instead it is 3-1. The ball hit Davis at one end, was cleared to the other. Dobson on the edge of the 18-yard area, lets fly, and Clements was beaten fairly and squarely. A really tremendous goal by Martin Dobson.
Really, Everton had suffered quite a lot, really, in comparison with maybe the 70 side. They didn't look the same.
I thought they were a poor side, Everton, at that particular time. I think they were rebuilding, and things had gone on. And Liverpool, that wave they had going, I mean, they just seemed to just take a brick out and replace it with another one, and they were, when Everton at that particular time had changed an awful lot of faces, and a lot of things had happened.
I mean,
They were in a period of, like, they're unstable, and it hurts me to see Liverpool win again, because that's the way. Once you play for Everton or Liverpool, that's the only thing, or the only thing in your life is to support that particular team in the city. But I thought that was a poor Everton side at that particular time. Thank God they've got it right now.
Does part of you always stay with a club like Everton, for example, when you played for them? Do you always look for their results and always think about them?
Oh yeah, there's no, in my life, Everton and the people who supported Everton Football Club, that's what it's all about, the fans. There's an impression with me for the rest of my life, and I can only say I love Everton Football Club.
But you played in that brilliant side with the Ball, Kendall, Harvey half-back line. I mean, that was the one that everyone said was the real one.
Yeah, we could have found each other in the dark. We just gelled together. We didn't really have to work at it. It just happened that we complemented each other so well. And we had a good young centre-forward, Big Joe, Brian LeBone, Tommy Wright at full-back, Ray Wilson left-back, Westy in goal, John Hurst. Then we had Jimmy Husband, Johnny Moore. I mean, they were all, we were just a really good side. We just gelled together, and sometimes it does happen. And we had fantastic times, and we were a really good side. We played great football throughout England. And as I was trying to say again, the most important thing was that the fans, the people, they will always be in my life, because they were fantastic. And indeed, when I watch games now, you know, on the television, I know the feeling as a player playing for Everton against Liverpool in the derby games, because the people make it special, because they are great supporters of football in that city.
Right, well, we'll take a break there. Next, it's the turn of the Manchester Giants. Join us in a couple of minutes.
Go! Let's have some.
No, they're mine.
Go! I'll be your best friend.
No, anyway, I've got a best friend.
Oh, yeah? But I bet you haven't got one of these.
Oh, wow. Look, is it?
No, but I might let you borrow it if you borrow me your crisps.
All right, then, as long as we swap them back at home time.
You'll never grow old in Golden Wonderland.
Now you can get thicker, fluffier softness in a handy little box. that saves you money. It's easier to carry and less to throw away. It's the new Lenore Refill. It refills any conditioner bottle, so now you get the best softness for less in one little box.
Manchester United against Manchester City, always a clash to relish. And you may remember, in our first series, this epic.
McElroy to Best. The crowd not liking it because they think that he got knee booked. Kids cross, O'Neill, Best, and McElroy! What a day for the young Irishman! And a really beautiful goal it was. Best taking it here, and then just checking it as the challenge comes. Now this is the setup, giving it out wide to Kidd. And Kidd's cross comes in, just checked by O'Neill, stopped by Best and put in the net by McElroy. Kidd. McElroy couldn't change direction in time. Dowling to Bobby Charlton, Best free on the left. Here he is, put in by a good pass from Charlton. McElroy steps over it and Kidd scores, no trouble. Manchester City in absolute disarray. All starting with that pass from Charlton to Best. McElroy lets it go on, and nobody picking up Kidd at all. Doyle, Somerby. Book. Francis Lee pushing it on for Miller. Lee held back. Francis Lee would have been a mite offended if he hadn't got that one. A chance for Francis Lee to score his 7th penalty of the season and bring his total to 14 goals and to put Manchester City back into the game. That's the weight on Lee's shoulders, and it doesn't worry him in the least. Of the second half gone, and a game alive and bubbling with possibilities. Lee, beautiful ball for Bell. Here it is. Best is away. Morgan out here, absolutely unmarked. Corrigan's come off his line. They've got a foot to it, but Dowling. And off the line by Oakes. Bobby Charlton with the corner. Corrigan's fist. Aston. And it's gone in off someone. Absolute bird adventure by John Aston, and it struck somebody on the way through. It may have been Alan Gowling. He seemed to get the congratulations. Just under 5 minutes to go. City now must find some reserves of energy from somewhere. Summerby. Good shot! Stepney there outside his far post, having really produced the save of the match and one of the saves of the season. And he's there again and lost it. Summerby!
Yes, some game that. And now here's another Mancunian derby to savour. It's 1977, Main Road again. And look out for one Michael Channon, Esquire.
Watson, nice dummy and a good cross. And just put over by Kidd. But the aerial power was there, and that's where City will test United. A good cross by Watson, nodded on by Booth, and Kidd just over. Watson's free kick. Channon turning and losing his feet to to Forsyth. And the free kick is about 3 yards outside the box. Hartford is there, but Kidd is behind him and could go for a blast. That's what he does, and gets it in! Must be a question mark about the wall. Kidd measured it, struck it, and Stepney was powerless. And United streaming forward now. Koppel, Forsyth. Top surface is going to cause problems. And Forsyth now stranded upfield as Barnes goes away, and Nicol brings him down. Nicol is going to get a talking to for that. Nicol knowing that Forsyth was stranded and that Barnes had the pace. Off Albiston's head to Hartford. Albiston misses it, and Kidd! 2-0. Presented with the ball from close range, had the power, Stepney parried, but he couldn't keep it out, and that is 2-0. Just in the background there, some animation from Tommy Kavanagh, a man who's never still for the 90 minutes of a football match. Hartford to take the free kick. And Watson was fouled in the box there. Referee letting them play on, and Stepney hasn't got it, and it's put in by Kidd and disallowed by the referee. Well, there are swings and roundabouts in football, but there's no doubt in my mind that Dave Watson was fouled in the penalty area about 30 seconds before that, and then when Kidd got his header in, that was chalked off because of a foul by City. Hartford. Barnes. Hartford. Channon. And that's 3-0. shot that Mick Channon has ever struck, but enough to come off Stepney's arm and into the net. Now Nicol coming forward and trying a shot, and it's a goal! Jimmy Nicol, from all of 35 yards, took Corrigan absolutely by surprise. Jimmy Nicol just striding away, looked up, took his chance, and did he hit it?
So 3-1 to City, Mick. 12 years back that was. Does it seem like it?
Yes, it does at this moment in time. No, I mean, yeah, there was, like I said, the atmosphere was great. It doesn't seem like 12 years ago, probably it doesn't, but I remember Brian Kidd scoring. I always remember this first goal from a free kick. You know, and it, like we were saying earlier on, it was a bit tense, you know, and you're wanting a good start in these games and that. And Kiddo's got a great left foot, and I remember saying to him, give this a right good belt. And, you know, because Alex Stepney, at the time, was getting on a bit, and he was tending to drop a few, parry a few, and I just thought we might... He hit it. I don't think he hit it that well. It just seemed to dip in front of him, and it's gone in the corner, and that just gave us a cushion in that game, you know. But both clubs at that time were going through sort of a pretty ordinary patch, and it was quite an even match for a derby. You know, I mean, Man United were nothing special, and you know we were playing pretty ordinary, and really, like I say, it meant so much to the people of the city.
How about your goal? What do you remember of that?
I remember it was it was a half block. It was knocked into the box, and me and someone half blocked, and I just managed to get to my feet first and side foot in the corner. Good to score a goal, obviously, because I was having a bad time at City at the time. Make no mistake about it. I couldn't kick my backside at that time. You know, one of those spells you go through. I hadn't long been there, and it took an awful long while to get anything sorted. No, that was one of the good moments. You know, the derby game to get, you know, to win 3-1. It was quite good at that time.
As a City player at that time, Mick, were you aware of any inferiority complex that City suffered from? City,
for me, are a very, very big club, and when I went there, they treated you like you wouldn't believe. You know, Bawley says that Everton, Arsenal were the same. I mean, anything you wanted, I mean, they wanted to please you, wanted you happy, but the one thing that they never had, you know, it's probably not the right thing to say, but was an air crash. You know, because the Man United, the support that they got from the Munich air disaster, you know, from tragedy came this great following, you know, and I always feel that there was a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, that that Man United got all the headlines, all the press, and, you know, instead of getting on with the job, it was a question that Man City were trying to outdo Man United all the time for headlines in the local press. And make no mistake about it, they're a very, very well supported club, Man City. Even to this day, they still average 20-odd thousand. And if they were doing well, they'd get 30,000. You know, they'd be one of the top gates in the country. Right, we'll take a break now. Coming up, more tribal warfare from London and Glasgow. Join us in a couple of minutes.
These aren't the only eyes that'll be on the new Ford Escort estate.
Would you believe it? There's a new washing up liquid, and it's even better than Fairy. What is it? New Fairy, of course. Look how well it handles grease. If one tiny drop can do this, imagine what a litre bottle can do. Now, if this is a typical day's washing up in your home, you can make new Fairy last not just one extra day, not even 3 or 4, but on average an extra 8 days. So you see, new Fairy lasts longer than ever before, 8 days longer.
Call 0898 40 40 40. It's fun on the line 24 hours a day. Remember the number 0898 40 40 40.
Well, as we've shown Mick in a triumphant mood in a Manchester derby and Alan's Everton coming second against Liverpool, we thought it only fair to include this game. It's Arsenal, including Alan Ball, against West Ham, the vintage 1976.
Lampard telling Taylor to go upfield as this free kick comes in and finds John Radford out on the side for so long, but back to good effect now. Oh, Armstrong letting it go, ball with a shot, that's a goal! Exactly 2 minutes gone. Alan Ball was scored. Ball came floating in. The West Ham defence, best known to themselves, allowed that to go right the way through to Alan Ball, completely unmarked. Kidd. Ball. It's not a bad cross either. Rice right in there. Brady right in there. Kidd might get a shot. But Brooking denied him everything, and a penalty. Penalty given. Could only have been a foul there by Brooking, presumably on Kidd, but a penalty was given without a moment's hesitation by a referee who was well placed. But now it's a simple matter of ball against day. And he saved it. Armstrong back again, and Ball couldn't quite turn it in, and a free kick this time given to West Ham. A magnificent penalty save, though, by Mervyn Day from Alan Ball. Taylor. Tremendous acceleration. Now finding Brooking. Tried a little curler there to Billy Jennings. And it's there by Jennings. 1-1. The delight on the West Ham faces, and it all stemmed from a great challenging run by Alan Taylor. Flick to Trevor Brooking, and a lovely curl cross by Trevor Brooking. Billy Jennings was up, and that put it past Jimmy Rimmer and made it 1-1. Free kick to Arsenal. And Liam Brady with it. Long one there. Mancini had come up for it. Now Kidd. And another penalty. Kidd brought down, and Arsenal get another penalty. Ball versus Day, part 2. Now the question going through Alan Ball's mind at the moment must be, shall I put it the same way again? Mervyn Day is saying to himself, which way shall I go now? Brian Kidd is coming outside the penalty area. Now, is it going to be 1-1 or is it going to be 2-1 to Arsenal? It's 2-1 to Arsenal. Sent it the other way. Ball sent it the other way. Day guessed correctly that Ball's shot was too short for him. Into the back of the net. Now Billy Bonds for West Ham. Oh, and he hit that straight at George Armstrong. Now here's a chance for Armstrong. And that's number 3. 2 goals in a minute. Have completely undone West Ham. Well, it was a wild slashing kick in that West Ham defence that gave the ball away. Armstrong took it, took on the defender, took it well, found his angle, and beat Day as he came out. Mancini planting it forward again for Alan Ball. Really has revelled in this first half as Ball. And here's Nelson, and an obstruction there by Lampard, giving Arsenal an interesting free kick, which they want to take quickly, but they'll have to take from the right place. In injury time now, we played nearly a minute of it at the end of the first half. Brady's going to take this one. Mancini's right in there, jockeying for position. Curl in there to Radford, hit the crossbar, and Kidd, has he given it? Yes, he's given the goal. Brian Kidd has scored number 4 for Arsenal, right on the stroke of half-time. Brady curling that free kick in, Radford getting up well and hitting the crossbar, and Kidd a superhuman jump. to turn it just over the line before Mervyn Day could claw it out. Lampard. Locke. Oh, taken out that time by fouling. Bradford. Away goes Armstrong. Locke going with him. It's with Ball. Armstrong again. Kidd. And that's another one! Well, some sloppy defence there again by West Ham. Ball and Armstrong making a good combination down that right touchline after a quickly taken free kick. Kidd meeting it. Day possibly at fault there. Arsenal 5, West Ham 1. Second goal for Brian Kidd. 2 players now on a hat-trick for Arsenal. Kidd and Bull. Foul there on Trevor Brooking. A free kick to West Ham. Brooking with it. Chipped in very delicately, but Pat Rice got that away. Oh, what a conquering shot game by Lampard. Turned away superbly by Jimmy Ray. Doesn't score that many goals, Lampard. He really lacks that one. And Jennings then nodding it down and to have it headed away. What a tremendous shot there by Lampard. Fisted away superbly by Jimmy Rivers. Bonds. Bonds going in. Robson going in. And a foul by Mancini on Keith Robson. And Mancini being called across to referee Kevin McNally. It's quite a happy chat. Both putting their own points of view. Shouldn't really do that. That's what he's saying. Free kick, quickly taken. It's come to Brooking. It's straight at Armstrong. Lampard. Jennings. Again by Mancini. Well, that might ricochet nicely now for Keith Robson. This could be it for Robson. Oh! Should have been goal number 2 for West Ham, or it could have been after that ricochet put it into the path of Robson. Took aim, blasted it, but wide of the goal. Ball in first again. Mancini, Bradford turning it on towards Kidd. Now there's Kidd. Oh! That's one. Ball played through to Kidd again. Now, will it be the hat-trick this time? It is! And number 6 for Arsenal. And a day of great sorrow for Mervyn Day and West Ham. 6 foot past them, 3 of them by the number 10 Brian Kidd.
Alan, what memories do you have of that game?
Unbeknown to me, I'd woke up in the morning, I didn't feel particularly well, and I asked Leslie to give me a couple of aspirin, Disprins, whatever they were, and she's given me 2 sleeping tablets instead. And I've gone to the hotel. We used to go to South Arts Golf Club for a pre-match meal. I've gone there. I felt very, very lazy and lackadaisical. And unbeknown to me, Leslie's obviously given me these tablets, and she's rang up Bobby Campbell, who was then the manager, and told him. And I didn't get to know, but I scored in 3 minutes and then I fell asleep, I think. But afterwards, she said, "You won't believe what I felt strange myself, during the day. But once the game came, the adrenaline was flowing, and it was a good performance from Arsenal because at the time we hadn't been doing particularly well, and to win 6-1 in any derby game or a London game, it was a good performance. And Mickey quite rightly says that in London that you do tend every fortnight to be playing the London side, so they don't really have that feeling that you get up the
I've
north.
learned one thing from it though. From then on, Ballier took 2 Mogadons every Saturday. Do you know that? Scored 2 goals and there you go.
Missed the penalty as well.
Huh?
Yes, could have been a hat-trick.
The
3 Mogadons you scored.
what you'd like to say to people is that the thing that's going through your head, and as you see on the television there, the fact that when the second penalty was given, Billy Bones had said to me, "I bet your bottle's going." And I've gone, and I've looked at him and said, "Yeah, it is as well," right? Because there was an injury, and I had to wait quite a long time before I took it. And I can tell you the things that went through my head in that period of time, and it was 1 each the game. It was at a very delicate stage. The feelings that went through my head in a derby, in front of television, it was a lot harder to put that penalty away than people think.
Actually, I don't think probably you're maybe given enough credit for the amount of goals you did score, because, all right, we're having a bit of a laugh now, but you actually didn't have a bad record. You got a few hat-tricks.
I was always encouraged to get forward by my father from being a kid, and he always said to be a top midfield player, you've got to be getting around 12 to 15 a season. And I always tried, through my work rate, to get... I used to work from penalty box to penalty box, and Dad always said to me, you must look to score goals to be top first division player. And I got my fair share. Goals for games ratio's not bad. I think I've got 1 in 4 throughout my career.
Well, now, of course, we couldn't make a programme about derby games without including some Scottish action. Rangers against Celtic, of course. This game is only a few years old, but I doubt if there's been any better.
Still McStay. Excellent play from the Scotland midfield player. A chance for Johnston, and Celtic are ahead. Archdeacon. Chance again for Celtic. Ryan McClair. 2-0. Here's Durant. Now McCoist. The out-swinging cross, Cammy Fraser. Brilliant goal from Rangers. Johnston for Celtic. That's a fine pass to Burns, a great chance for Celtic for the third. Brilliantly finished. 3-1 to Celtic. Down to the ball, beating Grant. Here's McCoist. Magnificent goal, Ali McCoist. Scotland's top goal scorer. Russell hugging the right touchline. There's Burns in his new role in midfield. Fine pass to McPherson. Roddy McLeod back with him. Lower flick. That's the third. Well taken by Bonner. Played back in and under the crossbar. Touched in by Cammy Fraser. So it's Celtic again, coming more into the match. Mo Johnston taking on McPherson. McLeod! Martin McLeod makes it 4 apiece. The Rangers supporters are stunned, and that came right out of the blue. Set up by Mo Johnston, playing it square into the path of McLeod, and there is a Martin McLeod special to tie the scores at 4 apiece.
So, Rangers 4, Celtic 4. And Mick, what do you reckon to these derby games north of the border? Do you enjoy them?
Murdo McLeod, you know. I mean, I tell you, fantastic, wasn't it? I mean, I can't imagine, you know, the jocks, you know. I mean, I know a lot of passion in our derbies, but I would love to have played or took part with the jocks, you know, because they're mad, aren't they? I mean, what can you say? I mean, 4-4. I mean, it was. I mean, they threw away all caution, went to the wind, and it was a slugging match. You know, I mean, they took off the gloves and had a right go, didn't they? You know, I mean, I don't know what to say about it. It was exciting. It was good, refreshing.
Terrific stuff.
It's smashing football. I mean, it's a dream.
It's seesaws from 1, 2 up, 3-2, 4-3, 4 apiece. I mean, it was a terrific game. And I think the expressions on the players' faces after they'd scored, or and the people, I mean, there's one end of the ground, not a murmur, the other end's going, crazy. Yeah. But they, in all fairness, when I played for England against Scotland, the Scottish people and their players are very passionate about their football. And none more so than in Glasgow, obviously. And that was a typical Scottish Old Firm derby. And as Mick said, I think I'd like to have played in one of them.
I was going to ask you, there's a lot of Anglos north of the border now. Would either of you fancy playing up there?
Yeah, I would have loved to have played up there, because I love the people, I love their
characters,
their appetite for the game. They love the game of football. And they're warriors, aren't they, up there? And they're my type of people. Yeah, I would have loved to have played in one of the derby games up there.
And Mick, I know that you've had your sort of battles over the years with the jocks, haven't you? You said one or two things that they didn't like, but you fancy playing up.
I mean, you get one and you got a sensible conversation. You get two and you got a riot, haven't you? I mean that sums them up. And you got about 50,000 there, and I tell you, it was great, wasn't it? There was a riot, wasn't it? It was, but I mean I don't know what, you can't beat them. You know, you can't beat Scotsmen. They eventually they beat themselves. That's the only way you can beat them. But you can't go. They won't lie down. And then in a game like that,
game typified it. Yeah,
they just bounce back. You know, hit. You know, great game.
And great.
I enjoyed that. That is really, that is, for me, is the best thing that's happened tonight. That.
Mick praising the Scots, whatever next. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our hour of local derby highlights. We certainly have, and we hope that your team wins its next derby match. From us all, it's goodbye.